converted into 동백전, the local digital currency. The program runs until December 31st, and the point conversion limit has increased from 30,000 Korean won to 40,000 Korean won.
Is there...
Russia and Ukraine held their third round of high-level peace talks yesterday in Istanbul, but the meeting ended quickly with little progress. They agreed to another exchange of 1,200 prisoners each, but key issues like a summit between their leaders saw no breakthrough. Russia suggested a temporary pause in fighting lasting 24 to 48 hours so that both sides could safely recover the bodies of soldiers who died on the battlefield. Ukraine said it was ready for a ceasefire and urged Russia to take a realistic approach. However, Moscow insisted that terms must be agreed in advance before any summit. And now for today's weather. It's currently 30 degrees Celsius with clear sunny skies. The hot weather continues. Please take extra care of your health and make sure to follow heat-related illness prevention measures at your workplace. That wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to BEFM, 부산 영어 방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, Busan 영어 방송.
Coming up next is Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon. BEFM, 부산 영어 방송.
Good morning and welcome to Busan Worldwide. What kind of content makes you laugh the most these days? In the past, when we thought of comedy, TV shows usually came to mind. But now, the comedy scene has expanded from stand-up and web dramas to skits and situational comedy. Not only are audiences enjoying these new forms of content online, but many are heading to see performances live, right? And in this fascinating shift within Korea's comedy scene, one genre in particular is capturing attention. A magical form of performance where every moment is created spontaneously right on the spot. 네, 특히 주목해야 할 장르가 있습니다. 예측 불가능한 매력으로 관객들을 사로잡는 임프로브인데요. That's right, we're talking about improv, a genre full of unexpected twists that captivates audiences. So, are you ready to dive into the charm of improv? Well, this is Busan Worldwide, and I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon.
This is Busan Worldwide, your window into Busan, your bridge to the world.
That's right, you're tuned in to Busan Worldwide live this Thursday morning, July 24th, here on BEFM Busan 영어 방송. 90.5 FM in Busan and 103.3 FM in Gijang, Jeongwan, and Doksan areas. We already have messages coming in, like 정윤수님 saying hello. Yes, 안녕하세요. And also Benny님 saying 1등, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you as well. Jinli님 messaging in, and TV Jerry messaging in as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday morning so far. Now, let's try to imagine this together. Improv has no script, no set direction, right? It's powered purely by the quick wit of the performers on stage and the creative ideas of you, the audience. The live interactive mystery show called Whodunit, A Midsummer Murder opened in June, or actually Busan, just last week. 네, 관객 참여 즉흥 추리극 Whodunit, 한여름 살인사건이 지난주부터 부산에서 막을 올렸습니다. Audience members helped create props and even tried to solve the case themselves, with each performance offering a new ending and a different kind of fun. This innovative format is winning over audiences night after night. So, in today's edition of The Interview, we'll be joined by Jordan Brown, the director and cast member of Whodunit, A Midsummer Murder, to learn more about the world of improv, how it connects with Korean audiences, and what role it could play in the future of Korea's performance culture. Well, with that, here's today's text topic question. What's the most comedy-like situation you've experienced in real life? 네, 오늘의 문자 주제는요. 여러분이 살면서 겪었던 가장 코미디 같은 상황은 무엇인가요? 입니다. So, for example, maybe you broke into a dance at an interview, maybe job interview, or spilled food at a blind date or whatnot. I do want to hear from our producer later on. I'm going to ask you in about 30 minutes, so think about it. So, listeners, send us your thoughts and your maybe situation, your story on pound 9050 for 101 or Kakao Talk or the YouTube live chat for free. We also have 박혜연이. Oh, we have 혜연님 messaging in. I miss you. It's a party, she said. Yes, it's a party in the studio, so join us one day. I miss you, definitely. And we'll be giving away a coffee coupon to one of today's participants, so do send us your stories and your messages. From Busan to the world, Busan worldwide. 잠시 후 오늘의 더 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. And now it's time for the interview. The interactive improv mystery, Whodunit, A Midsummer Murder, has finally made its debut right here in Busan. With no script prepared in advance, this fresh and daring approach where audience members and actors create the story together on the spot is expected to open a new chapter in the Korean improv genre. As audiences begin to move beyond regular TV comedy, many are turning to live theater and OTT platforms for new and engaging experiences. So, in this shifting landscape of Korean comedy, what role does improv theater play? 자, 관객 참여 즉흥 추리극 Whodunit, 한여름 살인사건 드디어 부산에서 베일을 벗었습니다. 오늘은 이 특별한 공연을 연출하고 직접 출연하는 조던 브라운 배우와 함께 즉흥극은 그의 매력은 물론 한국 관객과의 소통, 한국 코미디와 공연 문화의 미래에 대해서 이야기 나눠보겠습니다. That's right, today we are joined by actor and director Jordan Brown, who not only performs in this unique production, but also leads its creative direction. Together, we'll explore the charm of improv, what it means to connect with Korean audiences, and what the future may hold for Korean comedy and the live performance scene. Well, hello and welcome.
Hello, it's so good to be here.
It's so nice to have you in the studio. Could you briefly say hello to our listeners?
Yes, I would love to. You know, I just want to say for the people who can't see me right now, I have a huge smile on my face.
I think you can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Yes, I'm Jordan Brown, actor-director of Whodunit, 한여름의 살인사건,
Right.
A Midsummer's Murder, and I am so glad to be here because improv means a lot to me personally. It really changed my life, and I'm so excited about the opportunity to share it with other people. And so, yeah, I came down to Busan from Seoul 1 month ago.
Oh, wow. Welcome
I'm
to
still
Busan.
in my honeymoon phase. Everywhere I go, I'm just like, wow, it's so cool. I live at Gwangali Beach, where the theater is located. And so I love to run up into the mountain, Kumyeonsan, in the morning, and then run down to the beach and swim
Yeah.
and then go to the theater in the afternoon. It's awesome.
I think you're living the life. And I think you are definitely enjoying Busan to the fullest. And we're just so glad to have you here. And listeners, we're going to learn a lot about improv and even get a quick lesson on how to maybe do an improv as well. So stay tuned. Now, let's talk about the new show that kicked off last week. The title alone, as you mentioned, Whodunit, a Midsummer Murder, already sparks, curiosity. So could you briefly introduce the concept of the show for our listeners?
Yeah, well, it's an improvised murder mystery show. Some of our listeners might be familiar with the game, the Mafia game. A game some people play at home, maybe drinking with their friends, where each person will get a role and one person will be the killer, one person will have to die, and you kind of like improvise this game together. Well, that's essentially what we're doing.
Ooh.
But we've added lights and music and direction, and this made it this great elaborate show. So instead of just imagining what that looks like, you can actually see it in real time.
Right.
And so it's quite fun for the actors, it's fun for the audience, and it's fun just watching it as a director.
Right. So it's not just the performers, but the audience joins in the mystery.
Yeah.
Are they participating? Are they participants? What tell us more.
Yeah. So when the audience comes in, we have a big board that has all the 7 actors that will perform that day. And they vote on who they think the killer is going to be.
Oh, wow. By just looking at...
Yeah, just by looking
okay.
at them. That's the way it's set up right now. And so at the end of the show, if they were right, we have them up to the stage, they take a photo, and we give them tickets to another show.
Oh, wow.
It's quite fun. So that's the way the audience can participate. But the biggest way the audience participates is that they give us the keywords that we start the show with. And these keywords become the 3 murder weapons in the story.
For example?
Yesterday. So we perform every day. Yesterday, the keywords were coffee, somyeon, which is a type of small noodle, I guess, in Korea. And the third one was glasses, 안경.
Oh, wow.
And so because
and they're the weapons, you said?
Yes,
okay.
yeah. So these end up being the murder weapons. And the more ridiculous they are, the more fun it is to try and figure out how to use them as murder weapons.
Oh, how cool.
But because we received the keyword, the actress, Ha Ji-yoon, who received glasses, she knew she was going to have to die with that because she had received the card that said she's going to be victim number 3. And she didn't know ahead of time, but the audience gave her a card and she realized that she was going to be victim number 3. So she knew, I'm going to die with glasses. I have to figure out how to do this. So she entered the whole show as a shop owner of a glasses store.
Oh.
Right? And so she has plenty of opportunities to, touch glasses and be connected with glasses.
Right.
And then later, one of her customers comes in and keeps putting glasses on her face. And so eventually she has 100 pairs of glasses on her face and it gets too heavy and she dies.
Oh, wow. I want to go.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it sounds so fun.
Yeah.
So there's no script.
That's right.
Right? No rehearsals.
Yeah. I will say, it does have a format though.
Okay.
So the way we are prepared for the show to make sure that it's a good show every time is that there is a format. Without being too specific, everyone introduces themselves, their characters. It's all improvised, of course. And then they go about these 7 characters. They all know each other and they're living in a small village. And they go about their daily lives as interacting with each other. So we get to know the characters, we get to know who's who wants what, all these things. And then at a certain point, this scary music comes in and the lights dim and turn red. And then the first person who's scheduled to die, the victim number 1, will walk out and then we'll see them die.
Right. And we have to figure out what happened.
And then the mystery really starts to kick in. Everyone starts wondering who did it. Why? How could this have happened?
Right.
I
personally love the Mafia game.
Yeah.
So I really want to go and participate.
Yeah.
Now, many of our listeners may not be familiar with the improv genre. So can you maybe describe and explain what that is?
Well, improv, the word itself, comes from the word improvisation, which means to make it up as you go. You can improvise in music by just making up music as you go, and you can improvise in acting by making up the scene as you go. And I think the interesting part about improv is that we all improvise all day long, every day.
Right.
Even this interview, we do have an outline of what we generally want to talk about, but the actual words we're choosing right now, we're choosing because we're listening to each other and we're reacting.
Right.
And so we all are improvising every day. And so all that improv is taking that skill that we already have and releasing it in front of people in a very natural way. And so the training really isn't learning new skills. It's about how to use the skills we already have very fluently, without hesitation, in a way that people relate to and laugh. So it's really life training almost.
Oh.
And it's changed my life.
Oh, wow. And I guess that's why no two shows are the same, right? Or
That's
ever
right.
the same.
That's right.
Oh.
Like I said, the format every time, the order of events generally is the same. But the information in there, the characters, the locations, the settings, all the props, those are all completely different every time.
Right, right.
And yeah,
Oh,
it's quite fun.
So then personally, as both a director and an actor, what do you think is the biggest charm of improv and its spontaneous nature?
The community. And to elaborate on that, it's the community between the actors. It's a very, very, once you get involved as an actor in improv, you immediately join this huge community, worldwide community of people who embrace this genre. It's very, very welcoming. And also, if you come to an improv show and watch as an audience member, you join this community. You feel it.
Oh, wow.
At our show, every single person that walks in gets greeted with a round of applause from all the actors and everyone in the room. There's fun music playing. You feel like, wow, I just showed up at a party I didn't realize I was going to.
Oh, wow.
And so it's very fun. It even reaches out to people who don't watch the shows. Every single day, a half hour before the show, all of us, the actors, go out to the street at Gwangali Beach. It's so beautiful. There's so many tourists, people enjoying the beach. And we have loud music that's fun. And we go and form a circle out there on the sidewalk, and we start improvised dancing, improvised choreography. So someone watching it might think that we are all moving together in sync and that we practice this, but we don't. There's actually the person in front of the circle, we all can see them, and so we're just mirroring what they're doing.
Oh, wow.
And it's so intuitive that many days we have just strangers from on the street join our circle and start dancing with us.
Really?
And it's so much fun and it's so inclusive that everyone just feels this energy, even if they don't participate. And so everyone's welcome. It's really a fun community.
Right, right. That's so interesting because I would think here in Korea, people are less likely to join in something that is more spontaneous. And so I do want to talk about the audience and the reactions that you've been getting. How are they reacting during this live game style theater?
You know, it's really magical. I have been in Korea for 12 years, so I'm very familiar with kind of in general. I performed in Korea quite often, and a Korean audience is going to be more reserved,
Right.
in the sense that they might be enjoying the show, but they're not. You might not know it just to look at them, because maybe they feel they don't. Feel uncomfortable showing their feelings, or maybe they feel it's inappropriate to make noise or clap, and so our biggest goal when people walk into the audience is to let them know they're part of the show.
Right.
And that's why we applaud them when they come in. And that's why we take pictures with them as soon as they come in. We have them actually walk on the stage to vote for who they think the killer is going to be. And this whole show is in Korean. 다 한국말로 진행되거든요.
Oh, really?
네, 100% 한국말로 하니까 저도 한국어 할 수 있습니다.
Oh, wow.
서투르지만
Yeah.
조금씩 섞어서 말할 수 있습니다.
Wow, so good. That the pronunciation is on the spot. Wow, very good. We should have conducted this interview in Korean. Wow, I am impressed.
But I think it's also important that the English-speaking community in Busan knows about this as well.
Absolutely.
It is in Korean. But I think you'd be very, very surprised at how much you can get from the show, even if you speak zero Korean.
Right.
Because we emphasize these scenes as being lots of body movement. We know that the audience is very varied, from very young. We have very young viewers. We have very old viewers. We have foreigners that come and watch our shows. And everyone needs to be able to enjoy it. And so we really practice a lot, not relying only on our words, but relying a lot on miming, physical locations, using our bodies to really communicate how we're feeling.
Oh, wow.
And so, for example, our first show, which happened last Saturday, my partner Jessica came to watch, and she's just learning Korean. She got about 80% of the show.
Oh,
After
wow.
we got done, we were talking about the show, and she's like, "Oh yeah, when this happened and that happened and this happened."
Oh, that's
and I was
great.
like, "Wow, you got all that?" And it was in Korean, and she said, "Yeah." It's really cool experience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
So this is for everyone, not just Koreans or English speakers, but it is all in Korean.
That's right.
So if you are interested, we do recommend that you check it out. So we are talking about the interactive improv mystery Whodunit, A Midsummer Murder, and we're here in the studio with actor and director Jordan Brown. Now, we did mention it a little bit with the audience, but I do want to talk about this nunchi culture, right? There's this, Korean culture that values humility, and they are conscious of, social perception. So I do maybe think maybe it makes it difficult for stand-up comedy to take root here in Korea. So have you personally sensed this nunchi culture as you performed your improv?
Absolutely. In our show specifically, every day I see audience members that I can tell by looking in their eyes that they're excited to be there. And, we get participation by getting keywords from the audience before the show. We also ask one audience member to come on stage and shuffle the cards for us, the roll cards that have, it says who's the killer and who's that at the beginning of the show, and they pass out the cards to the actors. And so we ask for participation in that way. And I can always tell the people who want to participate just by looking at their eyes.
Right.
They're kind of like beaming.
Yeah.
But because of this nunchi culture, a lot of times these people won't raise their hand. And so I almost have to walk over to them and kind of say, "Hey, would you like to go up on stage?" And they're like, "Okay." And so, so that exists for sure.
Right.
But I think we do a really good job of trying to let people know we're all on the same team. And that is a big difference between stand-up comedy and improv comedy. I think I'm not a stand-up comedian, but I've gone to enough shows to know that in general, it's one very funny person on stage, and all the energy is going towards the audience, and their job is to make the audience laugh. The audience doesn't have any job. Their job is to just watch.
Enjoy.
And if they don't enjoy, they don't have to enjoy it. And if they want to enjoy it, they can laugh. And that's because this stand-up comedian has put a lot of effort and time into creating a written set where they have a plan and they're going to deliver it, and so the audience's job is just to just watch. And in improv, we didn't prepare a written script, and that's because we want to create something right in that moment, using everyone's energy, using all the shared information we have in the room, and create something together. And so it's, instead of it being the actors talking to the audience, it's the audience doing something, like giving us a keyword, and then the actors responding by using that keyword, and then the audience laughing because they recognize, oh, they used our keyword, and then we realize, oh, they thought that was funny. Okay, well, let's do this. And then give them something similar that they also can enjoy.
Right.
And we go back and forth like that. And as for content, we really emphasize it being an inclusive genre, and we want everyone to enjoy it. We want everyone to want to get involved later, and that means we really practice a lot how to deal with difficult topics.
Right.
We do not want to shock people.
Of course.
We don't want to say things that make people like laugh out of discomfort. We never want that to be the humor in our shows.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people will find, oh, the humor, I'm laughing just because it's uplifting. It's an uplifting laugh, you know? We actually started doing this thing at the start of the show where we try to figure out the youngest person in the room.
Oh.
And almost as a joke, we say like, oh, okay, today we have a 14-year-old in the room. Today's show will be 십사금. And we have a show this Friday where we have a whole group of people from the same senior center. Coming into our show.
Yeah.
And so we haven't done that show yet, but I think what's likely going to happen is we're going to have like an 오십금 show. It's going to be quite fun. But we do that to show like, yeah, this is your show.
Right.
And we're gonna make something that you really can enjoy.
Interesting. Then I personally have a question. So, you know, as a person who is an audience, right? If I go, I would feel like maybe improv is for people who are extroverted, right? Do you think this is also for introverts as well? You know, in Korea, we talk a lot about, are you an E? Are you I? Right? So is it for introverts as well?
Yeah. So I've had the pleasure of improvising for with a lot of different people. And I definitely have improvised with introverts.
Right.
And you wouldn't know they're introverts when you see them on stage. And that's because through improv, they found a way to express themselves in public where people can see, and it looks extroverted, but they're not extroverts.
Yeah.
And actually, I think the definition of an extrovert-introvert is extroverts get
Gain
recharged,
energy, right?
gain energy from being with other people. And introverts kind of lose the energy from. And believe it or not, I am more of an introvert.
Really?
I love being with people. And I love performing. And if you meet me, it's all this outward energy that's really fun. But when I get tired and I need to recharge, I always want to be alone.
Okay. So improv is for all people,
Yeah.
extroverts and introverts. And we have some messages coming in about, you know, are there any lessons from improv that you take into your real life? So we do want to talk about your class as well as some of the lessons. So along with the show, you're also hosting a one-day improv class that runs every Sunday at 10 a.m., I believe. So what is your goal in offering this class? And can we maybe get like a 1-minute lesson from you here in the studio?
Oh, wow, sure. So that class is essential to this whole project that we're doing, which is not only entertaining people with our show, but introducing this art form to people in Busan, but also in Korea. Like, I want every person in Korea to know what improv is and to have at least seen a show or gone to an open class and tried it one time, because it really had a profound impact on my life. And I think it will for a lot of other people as well. And the thing that it does is, in improv, the number one rule, here's the 1-minute lesson. In improv, the number one rule is called yes and.
Okay.
맞아, 그리고. And that means in order to build a story on stage, we have to accept what our stage partner is saying.
Oh.
And that's the 맞다. Yes.
Okay.
You're right. What you said is valid. I believe that's true. Also, I have something else I'd like to add to it.
Oh.
I'm not going to subtract to it. I'm going to accept, and I'm going to layer on top some more information. And what this does is once you start doing it on stage, you realize, oh, I can say whatever I feel like saying in this moment, and my partner is going to support me.
Right. I'll be accepted.
They're not going to say, oh, that was a silly idea. Oh, try again. My idea is better. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, wow, what a great idea. Also, since that idea is true, maybe we can add this information too. And then my job is to say, yeah, that's a good idea. So it's a very supportive, affirmative type of communication. And once you get in the habit of doing that, just going to 1 or 2 classes, you start to see, wow, in everyday life, I can use this strategy just to communicate with people.
Okay.
And I can support people when they say something. I can find the validity in it and say, yeah, that's a good idea. Also, I have something I'd like to add to that. And instead of combating each other with conflicting information. You're just working together to find something that works for both of you. And it's just a really cool attitude, and it brings with it a lot of confidence where, oh, what I have to say or what I think is valid, is okay. And people are going to accept it.
Right.
And if they don't, well, maybe I shouldn't be speaking with them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think, like you mentioned, it's great for just real life situations as well. I think a lot of us, we say, yes, but
Yes.
I do like yes also, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to take that away. Now, we have like 10 questions left, but we do only have about 2-3 minutes left. So for our last question, it's always our text topic of the day. So what's the most hilarious or unexpected comedy-like moment that you have experienced in real life?
You know, I really just think every day is funny. So I have so many stories. One of them that I came up with on my way over is the story of me. I was in Jeju-do at Hallasan, and in the morning I woke up early. I walked up to the top of the mountain,
Beautiful.
and I had an evening flight at the airport, like 12 hours later, and nothing to do all day. And I remember seeing the airplanes land from the top of the mountain. I was thinking, oh, that looks pretty close. I think I can just walk there. So I did. I walked down the mountain. It took quite a while. But I got like 4 kilometers away, and my knees started to lock up. They were like all swollen just from walking downhill for so long.
Right.
And I'd never experienced that before. I literally couldn't walk anymore. And I was kind of disappointed because I kind of wanted to get all the way to the airport. And so I thought about taking a taxi, and I said, oh no, what if I could walk backwards? So I tried walking backwards, and it didn't hurt. I walked fast. It like was zero problem. It was wild. And so then I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny. I can walk backwards to the airport. And so I did. And it was like a Monday morning, maybe 4 p.m. in the middle of the city. People are going to work. There's busy streets. And I have a backpack on, walking backwards for 4 kilometers all the way to the airport. And I had this huge smile on my face the whole time.
I can imagine it.
Because it's just so funny, and it's so harmless.
Right.
It doesn't affect anybody.
Aw.
And it's just like such a funny thing to do.
And you're so tall, I'm sure you stood out. Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
Aw. I wish I had those stories. I need to be a bit more spontaneous, I think, like you. Well, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here today. The interview with Jordan Brown, actor and director. And I don't think you mentioned this, but big fan of creative chaos, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
That's what improv is.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Well, we hope to see you again, and we'll definitely have to check it out, check the show and enjoy it. When is it until?
So the show runs until August 24th.
August 24th.
And we might actually add some shows because it's doing really well.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds great. Well, it was a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
And that's gonna do it for the interview. 오늘 더 인터뷰에선 Who Done It? 한여름 살인사건을 연출하고 직접 출연한 조던 브라운과 이야기해봤는데요. Let's take a quick song break here. This is Michael Jackson with Man in Jackson with Man in the Mirror. Welcome back to Busan Worldwide. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon. Let's look. We have a lot of messages coming in. I don't know which one to read. We have 타자님 messaging in. Welcome. TV Jerry님, of course. And let's look. 정윤수님 messaging in. 사랑대호님 messaging in as well. We have 연희님 messaging in saying, oh, great interview. Thank you so much. And they love the part where yes and, right? 맞다 아이가. 그리고 I like that. And definitely loving that lesson of affirming each other. So life affirming. Yes, let's accept one another, welcome one another. Love it. Now, today's text topic question is, what's the most comedy-like situation you've experienced in real life? 네, 오늘의 문자 주제는요. 여러분이 살면서 겪었던 가장 코미디 같은 상황은 무엇인가요? 입니다. Let's check it out. I'm sure we have a lot of messages, but there are just so many different messages that I need to just shift through, right? Let's look. We have... okay, I'm scrolling up. We have Benny saying, comedy-like, maybe skipping lines at times, huh? I guess the reason someone is hungry, I don't consider comedy. Okay. So personally, I don't have a lot of, when I'm thinking back, I don't have a lot of comedy-like situations. Maybe people looking in, if it was made into a movie, it would be a comedy, but I always think it's like a thriller in my life. And we also have TV Jerry님 saying, I haven't read it, so I hope it's funny. 저는 최근에 지난 직장을 그만두면서 짐 정리를 급하게 했는데요. 큰 가방에 짐을 가득 담고 집에 놔뒀는데 어머니께서 갑자기 불났다고 가방에서 연기가 난다고 해서 열어봤는데 무선 가습기가 작동 중이었어요. I'm so glad it wasn't fire, right? But yes, that could happen. And nice 가습기. It works so well that it goes beyond the zippers, right? Let's see. We have 박혜연이님 messaging in saying, I was once getting a perm at a hair salon and I had to let out some gas. 미장원에서 파마한다고 붕 소리 크게 나는 기계 밑에 앉아 있어서 I thought it might be, okay to let out a little toot. But that loud machine sound was only loud to me. So everyone in the salon heard me toot. Oh no, I'm sorry. And you can't leave for another 2 hours, right? I'm sorry that happened to you. Oh no. That reminds me, I've seen a little meme where what do you call it? Like a comic book, but comic story where someone was listening to Beethoven in subway, right? Do-do-do-doon. And they farted with that sound, but it was only in their ears. So yes, that could happen. We still accept you and we'll affirm you as well. We have a lot of people messaging in as well. I'm gonna double check and read all of them and then read it later on, just so that I know they're appropriate. With that, let's move on to Busan Update. And now it's time for Busan Update. Busan has been officially confirmed as the host city of the 2026 World Library and Information Congress. 부산이 2026 세계도서관정보대회 개최지로 최종 확정됐습니다. So the World Library and Information Congress is the largest global event in the library field, bringing together about 5,000 professionals from over 150 countries. It provides a space to discuss the future of libraries and importance of access to information. Now, the city expects an economic ripple effect of more than 22 billion won, and Busan hopes to set a new global standard for libraries by connecting people, knowledge, and the city. Well, that's it for Busan Update.
BEFM's The Interview is waiting for your participation. If you have any interesting stories to tell or unique experiences you'd like to share with our listeners, please leave a message on our website at www.befm.or.kr. We hope that your lives and experiences can be an inspiration for our listeners.
And now it's time for Correspondent Reports. And today we're heading to Myanmar for the latest updates. 오늘은 미얀마 소식 듣겠습니다. 천기홍 통신원, 안녕하십니까?
네, 안녕하세요. 전병입니다.
네, 반갑습니다. So let's begin with our first story. July 9th marked a significant Buddhist holiday in Myanmar, the full moon day of Waso. So can you tell us more about it? 지난 7월 9일은 불교 문화가 깊이 뿌리 내린 미얀마의 특별한 명절, 와소 보름 명절이었다고 하는데요. 이 소식 전해주시죠.
네, 한국에서 1월을 정월, 12월을 동지라는 별도의 전통 명칭과 풍습이 있듯이 미얀마에서는 7월 보름을 와소라고 칭하는데요. 이날은 단순한 보름날이 아니라 미얀마 불교에서 아주 특별한 의미를 갖는 날입니다. 바로 승려들이 3개월간 비를 피해 수행을 시작한다는 의미의 안거 수행이 시작되는 날입니다. 이 시기 동안 승려들은 사원에서만 머물며 수행에만 전념하는 경건한 날로 여겨지고 있습니다.
그렇군요. So in Myanmar, the full moon of July is called Waso. It's more than just a full moon. It marks the beginning of the 3-month retreat known as Vasa, when Buddhist monks focus solely on spiritual practice. Now that aligns perfectly with Myanmar's rainy season, which runs from June to October. So what kind of rituals take place on this day? 미얀마는 6월부터 10월까지가 우기철이니까 시기적으로도 맞물리겠는데요. 그럼 이날은 어떤 의식이 이루어지나요?
네, 이번 와소 대보름은 지난 7월 9일이었는데요. 이날 불교 신자들은 사원을 찾아 음식과 꽃, 과일 등을 공양하고 특히 와소러브라는 이름의 승복을 승려들에게 바치는데요. 이 와소러브는 승려들이 수행 기간 동안 갈아입을 수 있도록 마련된 승복입니다. 이날 신자들은 정성껏 준비한 승복을 직접 바치는 의식으로 전통적으로 매우 큰 공덕을 쌓는 행위로 여기고 있습니다. 그리고 개인뿐만 아니라 가족과 기업 단위로도 승려를 집이나 회사로 초대해서 식사를 대접하고 공양할 만큼 뜻깊은 불교 명절 행사입니다.
그렇군요. So now devotees visit temples to offer food, flowers, and fruits. And they also present monks with a special robe called the Waso robe, which is worn during the Vasa retreat. Well, I've heard that a large majority of Myanmar's population practices Buddhism, so let's hear a bit about that. 미얀마 국민의 대부분이 불교 신자라고 들었는데요. 더 깊은 불심이 느껴지네요.
네, 맞습니다. 불교 신자들 중에서도 불심이 깊은 신자들은 이 와소가 시작되는 날로부터 끝나는 3개월간 일상에서도 금육과 금주를 통해 계율을 엄격하게 지키는 풍습이 있습니다. 이는 살생을 피하고 자비심을 기르는 경건한 행위로 여겨지는데요. 미얀마 사람들에게 와소보름은 정신적인 새해처럼 여겨지는 날로 단순한 전통이 아니라 개인과 공동체 모두가 덕을 쌓고 더 나은 삶을 추구하는 기간으로 삼고 있습니다.
그렇군요. So absolutely, devout Buddhists observe strict practices like abstaining from meat and alcohol. And the full moon day of Waso is viewed as a spiritual new year, a time for purification and collective virtue. Well, good to know. With that, let's jump into our next story. On July 19th and 20th, Yangon hosted a Korean movie screening and Myanmar finals of the K-pop World Festival. So let's hear a bit about that. 두 번째 소식입니다. 지난 7월 19일과 20일 양곤에서 K-movie 상영회와 K-pop 월드 페스티벌 미얀마 결선이 열렸다고 하는데요. 이 소식 전해주시죠.
네, 지난 19일과 20일 미얀마 양곤 롯데호텔 행사장에서 한국 문화의 다양한 매력을 직접 체험할 수 있는 2025 한국문화축제가 열렸습니다. 이번 행사는 주 미얀마 대한민국 대사관이 양국 문화 교류 확대를 위해 마련되었는데요. 행사 첫날인 19일에는 한국 영화 상영회가 열렸고 20일 둘째 날에는 오는 10월 창원에서 개최하는 K-pop 월드 페스티벌의 미얀마 지역 결선 행사와 다채로운 문화 체험 행사도 함께 열렸습니다.
그렇군요. So the 2025 Korean Culture Festival was held at the Lotte Hotel in Yangon, organized by the Korean Embassy. And day one, they featured a Korean film screening, and day two showcased the Myanmar finals of the K-pop World Festival alongside various cultural experiences. Well, I imagine the event brought comfort and excitement to many amid Myanmar's current challenges. I heard the K-pop finals were especially well received. 특히 이번 행사는 미얀마 시민들에게도 큰 위안이 됐을 것 같은데요. K-pop 결선 열기도 뜨거웠다고 들었습니다.
네, 지난 6월부터 예선을 실시하였고 미얀마 최종 결선에는 4개의 댄스팀과 3명의 보컬이 실력을 겨뤘는데요. 최종으로 참가자들 중에 2개의 댄스팀과 보컬 1명이 결선에 통과했고 오는 10월 창원에서 개최하는 K-pop 월드 페스티벌에 참가한다고 합니다. 특히 한국의 K-pop 밴드 온도가 현지 팬들을 위해 축하 공연으로 열정적인 퍼포먼스를 선보였으며 큰 호응을 이끌어냈다고 합니다.
I see. So 4 dance teams and 3 vocalists competed in the finals with 2 dance groups and 1 vocalist advancing to the main event in Changwon this October. K-pop band Ondo has also performed a high-energy show that really was loved by the crowd as well. And there are also cultural activities, as you mentioned. So how was the atmosphere like? 다양한 체험 행사도 마련되었다고 하는데 현장 분위기는 어땠나요?
네, 이번 행사는 무료 개방을 통해 많은 시민들이 한국 문화를 경험할 수 있는 기회도 제공되었는데요. 태권도 체험, 한복 입기, 한국 음식 시식과 함께 미얀마 예술인들도 초대하여 예술품 전시 등 상호 문화 교류의 장이 펼쳐졌습니다. 가족 단위부터 청년층들과 한국 문화에 관심 있는 많은 시민들이 따뜻하고 화기애애한 분위기 속에서 다양한 연령층이 함께 즐기는 유대의 장이 되었습니다.
그렇군요. 앞으로도 한국과 미얀마의 문화 교류가 계속 이어지길 기대해 봅니다. So the event was open to the public and featured taekwondo, hanbok try-ons, and Korean food tastings and art exhibits from local Myanmar artists. And people of all ages, from families to young fans, came together to enjoy the cultural exchange. And we do hope to see more cultural bridges between Korea and Myanmar in the future. That's going to do it for today's Correspondent Report, connecting with our reporter in Myanmar. 네, 동천님 오늘 소식 전해주셔서 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
All right, and that's it for Correspondent Reports. And before we wrap up today's show, I do want to mention today's text topic question. What's the most comedy-like situation you've experienced in real life? We have 고수님 messaging in, and it's quite a long story, but I do want to say it. 저는 학생 때 여행사에서 철도 티켓을 직장인 분들에게 가져다 드리는 일을 했습니다. 빌딩을 가야 했고 시간이 촉박해서 뛰어갔답니다. 그런데 빌딩 청소하시는 분들이 유리문을 너무 깨끗이 닦으셔서 고정 유리인지 모르고 뛰어가다 뚫고 지나갔습니다. 다행히 깨지진 않았지만 이마에 혹을 달고 있었던 경험이 있습니다. 그 뒤로는 급해도 유리문인지 통유리인지 확인합니다. Oh no, I can imagine it. And the embarrassment. Oh no. 고수님의 우리 이마를 보호합시다. Protect it. Oh no. Oh gosh. I can just imagine the embarrassment. I have an episode similar to it. It wasn't a wall of glass. It was a pole. And I was on the phone and I hit my head as well. So I have experienced something similar. It's the embarrassment. 아픈 거보다 너무 창피해서, 그렇죠? I feel you. I feel you. Well, listeners, thank you so much for sharing your embarrassing stories. I feel like all the funny ones are usually embarrassing. Well, we'll be back tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. Today's final song is 긴 하루 by 이승철. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
뒤척이며 잠에서 깨면 문득 그대가 없다는 생각에 내 머리맡에 걸어놓은 그대의 사진 보면 이렇게 또 하루 시작됐네요. 끝인가요? 후회만 남은 사랑 처음으로 가져갈 순 없나요? 편안하길 바란다고요.
Your bridge to the world. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
혹시 지금 운전 중이신가요? 어린이 교통사고 피해